Good afternoon, everyone. It's my honor to deliver the session here. I'm from Taipei, Taiwan, and then Trent Michael actually is the founder in Taiwan's security company. We have 5,000 of employees across the more than 30 of the countries, provide the security protection to the world. So today, I'm going to tell you about the cloud security best practice. So talk about the history about myself. Before I joined Trent Michael, actually I worked for the Microsoft in the Beijing with a little bit not so fresh of the air. And then we're working on lots of the cloud business, doing the telematics. We built the car with the car company based on the IoT. And then we coding of the driving behavior and then putting on the big data. And then leverage all the beauty of the cloud. So this is the world that I see when I work for the cloud provider and cloud platform company. So, but after lately, I joined the Trent Michael. This is the world that I see while we talk about the cloud. So I heard a lot about the APT target attack ransomware, which is very popular recently, and then spreading to the US and then also the Australia market. And also that you will see lots of the stories, scary story like Sony. And then the company was sued by the employee after the data breach. And also you must be heard of the Target. The CIO resigned that because of the data was stolen while the customer was processing their car. Actually, based on the last year of the data research data, there are more than 170 million of records was stolen due to lots of the attack from the cloud or from the device. So cloud security actually is very, very important. While you are doing IT, and then you heard lots of the IoT, big data, all the things, we are all try to enjoy and leverage the performance and then scalability from the cloud. But actually, cloud security is very important that while you implement all the technology or implement your idea on top of the cloud. So I think I'm not trying to scare you, but that you must be heard that the quote from the Gartner. Increasingly, the organization actually they are start to thinking what cannot be going to the cloud. So where this wording that stop you to leverage the cloud, according to the research, 90% of the company in 2015, which is this year, they are moving to the cloud. Not only, but probably it's only on the virtualization or public cloud, hybrid cloud. We are all moving to the cloud and start your cloud journey. So that let's think about what is behind on the cloud security and then what you are thinking and then about the security approach. Will that be different while you're moving to the cloud? So we all know that cloud can increase your efficiency and also the agility. And then, but the IT operation, they will think about, well, that's slowing down on my implementation. So while we talk about the security, is the traditional IT security is the same to the cloud security? Have you ever think about that? So if you look at that from my point of view, and then actually security principle actually is the same. So you're doing the traditional IT, you own your own security on your house, and then or you hosting your infrastructure to the cloud vendor cloud platform. Actually, the security principle is the same, but just the approach is different. So today, I'm going to show you what is the different approach or how to implement, enjoy the cloud platform computing powers, but also that you get secure and then protect your company asset. So what is the challenge that I think we talk about lots of my session is 6 sessions. So you heard lots of the challenge from the cloud. So that will give you some of the quick of the simple of the challenge that you are facing. The first one is the provisioning. So you enjoy the cloud computing. So the system will automatically scale up and scale down. So you must think about that when my system automatically scale up, leverage the scalability, availability of the cloud beauty. But where my security policy automatic scale up and down. So that is a provisioning, lots of the parameter that you have to think about the provisioning. The second one, I think is the most challenge is the management. We will pop up the, some of the security model. I think probably that would be good for you to take away while you think about the cloud security on the management side. And the other one is performance. How to gain the performance while you enjoy the cloud, but not install all the security agents in each of the virtual machine that you are implementing. So let's see that I try to give you some of the key takeaway, and then hope that is when you walk out the room, that you still remember what is the things that you have to remember while you implementing the cloud security. So the first one I would like to share you is the shared responsibility. So pause couple seconds here, shared responsibility. So in the traditional IT, or you own your infrastructure, your infrastructure application data or middleware, you own your own security. So you design your policy, and then you set up all the security threat or the monitoring, all based on yourself. That at that time, in the traditional IT, that you own your own security policy. But if you move to the IaaS or PaaS or SaaS, which means that you start to share your security responsibility with your IT vendor. Let's talk about the IaaS platform. So when you move your IaaS, that means you own partial, the blue one, you own partial of your operating system security. And then you take care of your middleware. I think most important that you have to protect your own data and also protect your own application. That is a responsibility that you have to take care. But while you move to the PaaS, you take care of the application, also the data, and move to the SaaS platform. That means you really totally rely on that your cloud platform provider to give you provide you all the protection. So is that in the different stage of the implementation platform? Will that be different? So let me give you some of the example on the shared responsibility model. Hope that can clear of how you deal with your cloud vendors. First one, if we take the IaaS platform, you hosting your infrastructure in the cloud platform. So that means you have all the hardware facility, physical network, and also virtualization layers. That one should be take care of your cloud vendors. Take example as Azure. So Azure should be able to help you to protect all this environment. Am I right? And so you own your operating system, application, and also the data. And then you may also invite some of the security vendor like Trend Micro to help you to protect all the data here. So is that done for the shared responsibility? Not yet. Okay, so you take care of yourself. You cannot challenge with the Microsoft say that something wrong for my application because that is owned by yourself while you implement the IaaS platform. But if you look at Azure, then you have to validate and then make sure that what is the service level that they provide to you. So that is for all the cloud platform provider. Actually, they do have the validation and then what's the SLA that they provide to you. So make sure check that and then document and hope that they can provide the security to protect your environment. So this is a shared responsibility model. Hope that helped to you. And then second takeaway that I will try to share you is automatic security. So automatic security, I think it's quite easy to understand what is automatic system scale up and scale down. But what does mean that automatic security? In my home, I have a CIO at home, so I tried to testing what is automatic security yesterday before I deliver the session. So he's saying, can you elaborate to me what is automatic security? He is very easy to understand what is called the automatic system, automatic security, automatic scale up and down. And then while we talk about automatic security, actually that is covers some of the topic or area that I would like to share you on this. The first one is called the instant on security. Scale up and down across of the different of the cloud data center, and then what it requires without the security gap. So we all know that when you protect the system, actually you leverage lots of the recommendation rule to protect the system, protect the vulnerability. So while you add the new server or new system on your system, you scaling up or scaling out of the infrastructure, but you have to think about that, how to automatically scale up of your security, and then automatically apply your system, the policy, security policy, and then take the recommendation of the security alerts, and also that when create a new system, then you have the security policy automatically applied on top of that. That is called the instant-on security. The second one is the automated policy enforcement. So can you imagine that how many of the security rules that we usually suggest happening that in the trademark code, in the one of the product that we call and we suggested? Actually, there are 3,000 of them. So imagine that for one of the IT manager, how they can to choose which of the policy have to be implemented in the which of the system, so that with the system that can automatically detect new server is be increased or the new instance be added. But that also that automatically to recommend what is the security policy that have to be implemented on top of the system. So that is also is quite critical. We call the part of the automatic of the security. And then the third one is integrated with your management server and management system and building into your normal and daily of the operations. Okay, so I prepared one of the video, so hope that the video can help you to understand what is called the automatic of the security. So could you please roll the video for me? So the story is called the Green. So the story is not this one.
With Trend Micro intrusion prevention.
Excuse me. Yeah, the second one. So the story is called the Green Disc company. And so this company, they would like to run the contest. And then the contest, that is the submit of the proposal, and then to share your green idea. Like I would like to improve the world, how by what is the proposal on that. So they leverage a big of the one of the ecosystem events. So they image that they're going to have a lot of the people that submit the proposal. So here is that they leverage the AWS platform, and I'm going to show you that how they leverage the cloud platform and then automatically apply the auto scaling. So the image that they're going to run lots of the server, and then so they said when the CPU going to 70%, they will automatically add one of the instance. And then so while they set up all the context, and then so systems start to run. So when the more people submit their proposal, the system start to detect that, oh, the CPU is running to 70%, so they automatically add one of the instance on the server. And then we set the context as the website that we would like to monitor, and then so start to do the computing, and then we copy of the policy or the security of the setting to the configuration of this context of the website. So systems start to run, and then we say that, oh, we can scale from the 1 to 10. So when the server start from 1, and then the maxima going to 10 instance. So that is the performance that the expecting. So when the CPU going to 70%, I will automatic add one of the instance. So systems start to running, the context is running, and then so lots of the people from the internet start to submit their proposal. So you see that on the left-hand side is the traffic. It's the traffic on the context. So the traffic going bigger and bigger, and you see that the AWS automatically add the instance on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you see that this is security. So system automatically to add the virtual machine and server, and then you see that they will add one server, they will start to deploy the update, Windows servers update on there, and they also automatically apply the security policy on the right-hand side. That is the automatic scale up on the system and also automatic scale up on the security side. And then the other one is a scale down. So when the traffic getting slower, AWS, they close the instance. On the right-hand side, security system also automatic close the security policy applied on all the new system. So that is the beauty on the cloud, and also that is the automatic security on the cloud. So you leverage the cloud computing power, and then you also no need to worry about the automatic of the security policy, because that is automatic apply on all the new server, new system, new instance that you already add on there. So this is the second things I would like to share you, that the best practice around the automatic security. The third one key takeaway I would like to share you is the patch management and also the vulnerability protections. So I'm going to pop this question here. So is anyone know that Windows Server 2003 is going to end of life support on next month, July 14? I think all the people know, right? Know about this. So there are around like 22 million of servers existing in the world, and then still running on the Windows Server 2003. So when end of life support, which means there's no more provide the patch or the security pattern or the security fix from the Microsoft. So what about the world? We all know that after the July 14th, that Microsoft will no longer provide the patch on the Windows Server 2003. But still, there's lots of the servers still existing, running on the world. So this is a late afternoon, so I would like to give you some of the testing. Let us brainstorming together. So what is the best approach for the vulnerability protection after the July 14th? If you still have the Windows Server 2003. So I think it's lots of people sitting here. Probably you are not just choose A, right? Let's wait and see, right? After the July 15th. Because we all know the dates. Hacker, they all know. And then we are expecting that if you did not provide any protections, that were going to be a disaster after the July 15th. So that, I would like to introduce you about the technology called the virtual patching. And then have anyone heard about the virtual patchings? Okay, virtual patching actually is a technology that based on the intrusion prevention and intrusion detection of the technology. So that he will protect and then spread out of the rule to share the vulnerability that has been disclosed, even though that there's a no patch or no of the patch of protection that to be protect of the vulnerability. So with that, the virtual patching, and then they can share all the vulnerability. So after even the July 14th, the Windows Server 2003 end of life support, and then still if you leverage the virtual patching of the technology, he can help you to share the vulnerability and then protect you not to be exposed of the hacker or the like share shock or the heartbreak that is helping already have the implement lots of the disaster in the world. So you also reduce the operation cost and then reduce the patch moment for you. So that show you the virtual patching of the technology here that may help for you while you manage all the different system and then different of the server in the cloud, because you don't know where is your server located, and then you don't know how to deploy all the patch on the different system. So you can leverage the virtual patching of the technology to share the vulnerability. Okay? So I will share another video for the virtual patching. It's quite amazing of the interesting of the technology.
And protect yourself from your attackers. Deep Security has over 3,000 IPS rules to protect you from thousands of threats. And by viewing your software, registry, and file system, Deep Security can identify potential vulnerabilities in your infrastructure. We can see that this server has 279 vulnerabilities that must be protected. We can also see the recommended rules in the built-in viewer of the admin interface. And in this case, it is clear this machine is vulnerable and needs additional security. Deep Security can apply multiple types of rules. Exploit rules, which are specific to the exploit itself. Broad-based vulnerability rules, which apply to the entire vulnerability. And smart rules, which apply to things like protocol conformance, statistical performance, generic cross-site scripting, SQL injection, as well as other behaviors. Leaving the machine unprotected and vulnerable with the recommended rules disabled we will stage an attack on one of the highlighted server vulnerabilities. We are using a tool from Metasploit that exploits the infamous Heartbleed vulnerability that wreaked havoc in the spring of 2014. Heartbleed was more about data exfiltration than getting something onto a device, meaning there was never a footprint on disk. This is where intrusion prevention proves to be very valuable. Here we have attacked an Apache web server with a Windows Server vulnerability. And look what we found. A heartbeat response with a leak, which is bad news. Instead of upgrading Apache and dealing with the costly challenges of patching, outdated code and applications, delays in patches from vendors, time-consuming patch implementation, with deep security, we can deliver a virtual patch for vulnerabilities, which for Heartbleed as an example, was delivered on the same day that it was announced. So now, let's do this again, but first we'll protect the machine. In deep security, I'll turn on intrusion prevention, and while I could turn on all 279 recommended rules, I'll just apply the Open SSL rules to illustrate the protection for this specific example of Heartbleed. Going back into Metasploit, we run the attack sequence again. It's a very quick attack and easy to demonstrate because it's really looking for the SSL heartbeat. So, already done and no yellow bar means all is good. Now, let's take a look at what happened in deep security with our recommended SSL rules on. We navigate to Intrusion Prevention, go to our events, and here it is. We've identified a suspicious Open SSL heartbeat request. We can see a lot of information about the attack, including the IP, the packet details, destination, and attack origin. And with deep security, you have the ability to automatically check for vulnerabilities, recommend rules, and even automatically apply them to virtually patch systems. With deep security, we have both client-centric rules to help with virtual desktop deployments, as well as server-centric rules that work across physical, virtual, and cloud deployments. With deep security's IPS capabilities, you can find and shield vulnerabilities quickly, saving time while protecting your servers and endpoints from a successful attack. There is no need for emergency patching to protect your sensitive applications and data. Get a free trial and start protecting your environment today.
Okay. Thank you. So virtual patching actually is based on the intrusion prevention. It's on the network level. So we detecting on the vulnerability, and then we will provide the rule to automatically show the vulnerability for you. So this is the virtual patching technology. Hopefully that is very helpful to help you to get more extension on the end of support of the systems. Okay. So the next one, I would like to give you another hint about the central management. So that, anyone would like to guess about why you protecting on the cloud and data center security? How many technology or how many perspective that you have to look at? So you see that we talk about the intrusion prevention, and then we talk about the anti-malware, antivirus. I think all the people know that it's a very basic and fundamental of the protection that you have to provide to your servers. And also that we will see that the firewall log inspections to see that, because the ransomware, I think lots of people heard about that, is it's based on they encrypt your file. So like log inspection or file of the integrity monitoring, that is quite important, that to protecting of the virus, like the ransomware, this type of things. So lots of technology that you have to handle while you're moving to the cloud and data centers. So with the central management, and then provide the API to embed it that your management on all the security policy or the recommendation, which is quite important. So with the central management, that is important to help you to more easy to leverage and then to manage of your cloud and data center securities. And then so, also that if where you thinking of the how to manage of yours, provide the availability for the centralized of the manageability. You also think about that is the tool that have provide the API can help you to easy to plugging or your daily of the security monitoring to your daily operating systems. That is also that while you consider about to manage your cloud security, that is also one of the key takeaways that for you have to think about and think through. Okay. So the other thing is support your cloud journey. So as I said that according to the research, 90% of the enterprise now is moving to the cloud and data center journeys. So that you probably go through the different of the steps. You start with the virtualization, you have your own data center, you move to the hybrid cloud, you move to the public cloud, and then all the technology I already mentioned that you have to take care. But that mean that in the different of the cloud journey stage, you have to adapting of the different security approach? No, not really, right? So think through all your cloud journey and then how to apply your security policy and then security recommendation in each of the different phases of the cloud. That is quite important as well, which will save you costs, save you lots of the energy, and also doing the easy of the management, and then reduce the interruption of your business runnings. Okay? So that I already mentioned some of the things that you have to be aware, and I hope that you can take this away when you're home, and then while you implement your cloud security, and you can think about this. First is share responsibility. Work with your cloud cloud platform vendor. Think about how to share the responsibility. And then also automatic security. Think about how to automatic scale up, scale down, not just with your system, but also with your security policy. Vulnerability protection, think about virtual patching, how to leverage, and then also the central management with the centralized of the automation control manager, and also that how to plug into your daily operation system. That is quite important. And also that think about the security policy and then platform tools, how to provide you to support you go through your cloud journeys. Okay, so Chen Michael, as the security company, I think in the Taiwan, lots of people know there's a global company, and then we have the more than 5,000 of the employees that cross the 40 of the countries to provide the support. In the cloud and data center space, we have the biggest market share, and around the 28% according to the IDC of the surveys. Also that we are strong alliance partner with the AWS, Microsoft Azure, and also VMware, and also lots of the hardware provider vendor. We provide the comprehensive of the security capability and optimize of the performance for you. And then hopefully that we can provide you and the single of the technology to support you work through all your cloud journeys. Okay, so thank you for listening. I know that is quite late. And then one thing is that you sitting here, you listen to the sessions, that means that you still have an concern that are you get protected, or are you all well think through of the cloud security. We do, based on the Gartner Top 10 Server Security, we do the self-assessment based on the cloud and data center security. That is 10 questionnaire with the management and technical recommendation. I would suggest recommend you spend 10 minutes to give it a try, and then we'll know that what is your stage on the cloud and data center security. Okay, thank you. I'm Laura Huang. If you have anything of question, feel free to contact me. Thank you.